Hi there, I'm Willow Grace Mystic, and I am excited to be talking with Mystic Maven about this full moon in Scorpio 2020. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to be here and to discuss this last supermoon of the year. So we know that supermoons are called as such because they are the closest to the Earth in its orbit. So the moon appears very big, and as such, we get kind of like a more powerful energetic effect with the supermoon.
Right.
So,
I look at it, I try to explain to people about the moon that the fuller it gets, the more it's revealing, the more it's bringing from the darkness to the light. And then it becomes totally illuminated. Things that we like to keep private, things that we like to keep, hidden, secret, are
right,
now, they have a spotlight on them. And so it's a little bit, and all of these energies are at their peak.
right.
And the moon, like, we should probably talk about, what does the moon even represent in astrology? So do you want to start with that?
Sure. The moon represents our hopes, dreams, fears, wishes, things that we, like you said, things that we kind of like to keep secretive, things that are really dear to us. It's an emotional body. It typically is represented with female energy. Um, and so this luminary, the sun's a luminary and the moon's a luminary. They shine light to where things need to be. The sun's pretty obvious where it shines its light, but the moon is not. Like you said, the moon is dark, and then it
Right.
starts to grow in its light to its fullness, and then it starts to recede again.
Right.
And so with this divine feminine goddess
Ebb and
energy,
flow, yeah.
right, and the moon, it does the tides. It really pushes and pulls
Yeah.
with the earth, and we can feel that in our energetic, emotional
In our
bodies.
bodies. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
yeah, we
energy
feel
of,
that.
it's like the tides of the water. It's,
Yep.
ruled Cancer, moon, the crab. And yeah,
Yes.
I think of it as, okay, it's definitely the feminine energy, but
Hmm.
I think of it as um, uh, everybody has this private side that they like to keep, their shadow side that they like to keep a handle on. And then the sign of the moon illuminates how that energy is going to be manifested and come out.
Right. Or what energy is going to be focused on.
Right, right.
So a month ago, we would have been talking about finding balance because the full moon was in Libra. So that would have been about balance. It would have been about partnerships, relationships. It would have been about appreciating beauty, because that's what
Right.
Libra likes to do.
Yeah.
And that's good energy to bring forward, right? We're gonna
Right.
talk about our relationships. We're gonna celebrate them. We're gonna hopefully find balance. But this month's energy is in Scorpio, and
Yeah.
Scorpio is intense.
The deepest of the water sign.
Yes.
It's a fixed, and so this deep, they hate secrets, wanting to get to the bottom of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Scorpio's intense. I
Yeah.
mean, everybody has it in their chart, but so this, I believe that this moon, people are going to be feeling it, no matter where they have it in their chart. They're going to be feeling, wanting to uncover things, wanting to solve things that are coming to the surface of. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, Scorpio rules death,
Yeah,
sex.
yeah,
It rules deep, dark secrets.
yeah,
Uh, and you could say it's kind of like the phoenix rising, like you have to die for things to come back to life. So this very intense death, life, rebirth cycle is really understood well with Scorpio. If you know any of Scorpios in your life, they
yeah,
have a tendency to be dramatic. They have a tendency to kind of go right for the jugular. Um, and you mentioned they're a fixed sign, so they really don't like a lot of change. They like to
no,
know what's up.
yeah,
And so right now, this energy of trying to get to the bottom of things, to unearth deep, dark held secrets.
Right.
And that doesn't typically feel good.
No,
So
people struggle with that. Yeah. I think of not only that is the energy of Scorpio. People are, they either love it or they hate it, and they don't realize that Scorpio, if where you have it, they love deeply. They love with so much intensity that for some people struggle with it. They, you know, like, and so there's no question. Like, people will question their loyalty, question. When they're in it, they're 100% in it, wherever it is in your chart. And so I embrace, you know, each sign for the positive that it has. And I tell myself that let's love a Scorpio, you know, like they love with their hands. They're like, everything is sensual, everything, like food, plants. I mean, like, they find love in everything that's around them. And
they have a strong passion.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking at this time that since we're all on this lockdown and Scorpio, I'm thinking, you know, with the influence of the other planets and things, that Scorpio is going to take into consideration, it's going to be able to feel other people's emotions. Like, we will be able to pick up, tune in a lot more on how people are feeling, and have more compassion for them. Like, I'm in the same boat. I totally get it. I understand what you're going through. And I think that this will be a time where we will be able to feel what other people are feeling, and they're going to be able to pick up on ours. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's definitely a feeling time. So if you had plans today, you know, to be productive, to get creative, to get things done and orderly and get to work, all of that, it's not the energy for that. It's the energy to kind of step back, reflect a little bit, and just feel, allow those things to come up. If there's things that are hurting you, bring them to light. You know, Scorpio's all about the truth, and they're going to find the truth, and they're going to whittle it away until the truth is revealed. So
and
as
trying
much
to hide it is not going to happen, because it will be brought up somehow, some way. So you might as well just say, this is what it is. And
yeah. And as you know, this is where the full moon is for everybody. It's not just for you, it's not just for me, it's for everybody. So we may start to feel differently about what's going on in the world. We may start to have revelations of things that feel more like truth. So we know that there's a lot going on in the world. And we know that there's two sides of the story, and then there's everything in between. So how you would use this energy is to allow yourself to sink into what resonates with you, what seems to be truthful, and how does that make you feel? You know, that's a way to utilize the energy to help you wade through the current landscape of emotions. And if you can, I know it's hard because we're all in this soup together, if you will. But if you can step back and not engage with your ego about what emotions you see around you, you will fare better in the long run. We have a tendency to like get all wrapped up and triggered. And when that happens, we're not really at our best selves. So understanding it's an emotionally intense time for uncovering deep, dark secrets and finding the truth. Step back and don't engage.
I remind myself, when I get caught up in things, I will like tap my heart area, my heart center, and to make sure, is this coming from heart, or am I thinking with my head? Because I need to feel right now. I need to make sure that I'm staying connected with feeling and not judging. Because I don't know what somebody else is going through, like everybody's locked in. And so we do not know where other people are in their daily lives with what's going on in their chart, what's coming to the surface of. And so that's why I think that this will be a time that we will feel other people's energy and then be able to say, I get it. I get where you're coming from, or, let's hold space together, because I can't solve it for you. I'm not here to, solve your problems, but I am here to be, to support you,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We
So,
don't have to jump on every emotion that swims on by. So
no, because
yeah.
Scorpio's got a lot of them.
Right. Right. So
They have a lot of them. Yeah.
yeah. So using some discernment would be good. And, we've also, if you follow the planets, you know that we've switched our nodes. We have gone from a Cancer North Node, Capricorn South Node axis to a Gemini North Node, Sagittarius South Node axis. And again, this is everybody. It's not just you or me, it's everybody. And so you're going to see a shift in focus. You'll see a shift in what's important. We may see different strategies employed by those around us, primarily with our governments, political leaders, businesses, etc. The shift is moved away from Cancer's nurturing home life, family life, mothering energy, to a more explorative energy of creativity and thought and communication. So there's going to be an increase of communication. There's going to be an increase of intelligent thought and ideas being discussed. And there's a real curiosity to that. So with that in mind, that just happened 2 days ago. And then with this Scorpio new moon, you marry those things together. So there's going to be a desire to discuss, communicate new ideas. And today's energy is about finding and seeking the truth in the matter, which can sometimes feel difficult. So if you look at that as an opportunity for growth, then it could be a very positive thing. If you are holding on to secrets that you don't want out, or you tend to go down rabbit holes into deep, dark theories and whatnot, then this could be a very scary time. But it really doesn't have to, because it's your choice, and it's how you choose to look at it. It's how you choose to let the energy flow around you. The planets dance in the sky, and we dance with the planets. The dance is going to happen, right? The dance is going to happen regardless. We're not going to stop the dance. But what kind of dance? That's something you have control over. Do you want a severe tango to where you have no control and your partner's controlling everything? Or do you want maybe a simple foxtrot or a two-step? Or do you want to fall in line and do a line dance with everybody else? Or do you want to do a slow dance where you really get to enjoy what's happening? So again, the planets are going to be moving. We're here on Earth. The planets are allowing energetic themes to flow through our daily life cycles and our patterns. And we are affected. We are affected daily by what's going on. And so the choice is how you're going to choose to dance. Really, that's how I see it. And I'm the first one to admit I did not choose very well.
No. Remember, okay, so I look at it as we chose these hard life lessons to evolve faster. So whenever I get a sucky lesson, number one, I get mad at myself sometimes and say, why would I have chosen something like this? But okay, what is going to come out of it? And why would I I do
Right.
question some of my life choice lessons, but
Right.
in the end, I know that it is for the higher good, and I have nobody to blame but myself.
Right. Yeah.
So,
And I mean, that's the challenge. If you can learn
yeah.
from the choices and you can learn, then it was all beneficial. Um,
Yeah, because this
so
is our school, and
yeah.
all the other people are the other kids in the classroom with us.
Hmm.
And their reactions to what's going on with us, we're all just like bumping into each other and learning and evolving and changing. And it's just creating um, a school of learning. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's,
Um,
yeah, allowing the energy to settle.
yeah.
Understand, first we have to understand the energy, which hopefully we've shared what's going on. And
I
then
want to I
two,
want to go
it's,
back to your north
yeah.
node and south node
Yeah.
because
Okay.
you explained it.
Hmm.
So remember the north node for people who do not follow it is where we are going, and the
Right.
south node is where we've come from. It's our karma. It's our past life. So when you were talking about Gemini, we need to think Gemini themes, and then we need to leave the Sagittarius themes behind us. And Sagittarius is, I always say, it's like a balloon, huge, big, expansive. And so those themes, I believe, are going to be falling away. And we need to be focused more like a Gemini. And Gemini wants the details. They want to get to the, like fine tune everything. So what you're saying, focus on how we're going to be changing things. And I think that things are
Right.
going to be changing with our technology, with our the phone, the text, the email, and I think that we're going to all be staying close to home for well, we're in these nodes for what, 18 months.
Right.
So January, I don't know the exact date, but like 21st or something. So January, we're going to be in these themes of staying in our own space, getting to know our neighbors again, getting to know our neighborhoods, our parks. These big things that we normally would go to are going to, I think they're going to go to the wayside, and we're going to notice things that are close to home. I think that things that we would not have seen or not have known because we were always go, 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 go.
Yeah. Yeah. We were too, if we look at Sagittarius, what that brings to us, it's expansive energy, like you
Right.
said, and we were too spread out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now we are moving into more of a creative, focused, intellectual thought pattern. So clearly, astrology or not, we would assume that the world is going to figure out how to get us through the coronavirus.
Right.
Um, so we're going to assume that would have happened. But when you look at the astrology part, it's basically saying, yeah, that's going to be the focus. We're going to look at how the world operates with each other, how they support each other, how they work against each other, what are the systems. We're going to look at lessons learned. All
Yeah.
of those kind of intellectual thought processes are
Yeah.
going to be examined, looked at, and recreated to support
Our new
whatever
way.
there is to support. Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully it's all in an improvement, right? I try
Yeah.
to
Because
constantly improve. um you'd have to look at all the other planets and all the other degrees and aspects, to see kind of how that focused intellectual thought is really going to play out for you in your life. But as a whole, the world's going to be focused on intellectual thought systems, redesigning, retooling, and again, the hope is that it's all for our best and highest good.
right.
So
And we're leaving
this
the land stuff, and
mm,
we're moving into these air signs. Like
right,
everything is going to be air. So
right,
I'm thinking that the biggest that are going to be affected are schools and our travel. And
right,
I think there's going to be a whole brand new transformation of ready or not, like buckle up. And
right,
every day I keep thinking, this is crazy. I've never in my life not known what the next day, like I predicted, oh, this next day is going to be about like the last one, or, like we're going to do this. Um, this is a total transformation of everybody and everything. And
right.
um, yeah, to live through this and be part of is
Right.
time for pause, you know?
Right. So to circle back to the full moon in Scorpio,
Yeah.
if we
Yeah,
if we know that this is a big transition point
yeah,
in the world,
yeah.
right? And we have our last, like I said, it's the last super moon of the year. So this really is the most potent time period for you to get real, honest, and truthful with
Honest.
yourself, to excavate the tougher emotions,
Yeah,
and to release anything that is not serving your best and highest good.
yeah.
Today's the day.
The moon,
Today's
yeah, because the full moon
yeah,
is give thanks,
right,
appreciate, and get it out and
right, right, right.
and
And if we tie in the Buddha's birthday, or Wesak, the holiday, I may have pronounced that incorrectly, but today's the day that Buddha became enlightened. So what you have is he left a very comfortable,
right,
heavily abundant lifestyle to walk this middle path, to walk this path of peace and harmony, and just kind of letting things fall by the side. He became enlightened. This is the day. This is one of the most holy days in the year for anyone who is Buddhist and follows that path as well. And it's always on the Scorpio full moon. So Scorpio full moon is about transformation.
right,
So we
yeah,
all have the ability today to transform ourselves in a similar fashion the way the Buddha transformed himself
like
and
the
in
phoenix,
his life.
yeah,
Yes, it
rise from
goes
the
back.
ashes. Yes,
Yes, it goes back to that. So it's transformative energy, and that can sting. It can feel very, very intense, and it can be painful, but it can also be beautiful. It can also be rewarding, and it can also be so life affirming and changing. And that's really the message
right,
I have linked into today. Um, I can look at the negative aspects of it all, or I can say, no, today's really a day about getting very clear with who and what I am,
yeah,
what supports, yeah, what supports
which
me
is hard.
emotionally,
Yep,
yeah, and step into that. So that's what I'm choosing
yeah,
to to move forward, because that just, it
yeah.
feels like a better focus for me.
No,
Yeah,
that's where I am with family members and mainly with family members, but
right,
about okay, that come to Jesus talk and get serious and just acknowledge
right,
and recenter and say this is what it is and take this time, transform and move forward. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
some deep, deep
yeah,
spiritual work is
yeah,
ahead of us.
so are you doing anything tonight to honor the full moon?
Yes, I am going to do a fire ceremony outside.
Yep.
Um, I've got a lot of things I need to burn, and I thought
Yeah,
today's a perfect day to release
it
a
is.
lot of things that have been holding me back, that have been weighing me down. And we're going to bring out some drums,
Oh,
and
so are we. Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's going to be
Are you
the
going to write
theme.
them down and then burn them? Like write I do.
Nope,
I
I
write
have.
down and then I boom, and then burn it. And then the drumming and the music and the other lady, there'll be, the circle of women. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it with the family, and the things I'm actually burning the things that have been in my way. So I don't need to write them down. They're actually going in the fire. But yeah, that's
So
what we're going to be doing.
I
Yeah.
might need a picture of that.
Yeah. So I just very quickly, I don't know if we can see
Oh,
this.
yay. Pulled a couple cards. What do you got? Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Is that the
So
world?
this is the world.
I love that card. It's the
Okay.
end. Okay. Okay. Give
Right.
it to me.
So the world is going to signify a finality, a culmination of energy of fullness, which is
Right.
perfect for the full moon. It's perfect
Yeah.
for the fact that we've just completed the Cancer
Yep.
Capricorn axis and we've moved into the Gemini Sagittarius axis.
Yeah.
It could also clearly represent the idea that Buddha's world changed on this
Yeah.
day
And
many,
our world
many
is
years
changing.
ago. Our world is changing. So this is perfect, right? And then the
Perfect.
next card is the Six of Wands.
Oh, movement.
And
Air. Okay.
it's air and it's the
Air.
butterfly, it's transformation. And what I
Oh,
know about the number six is that six is connected to Gemini,
yeah.
air is connected to Gemini,
And
and we are
transformation.
right, and
Transforming
we're rising above. So
is transforming.
our world is in the transformative period right now. And that's exactly what we've been saying. So I feel very hopeful with this
Yes.
energy. Yeah.
Yes. And,
Yeah.
now, so I'm hoping that everybody understands it. There was a couple people, Melinda, she commented to you that she's feeling it, and because she's a Scorpio moon, so I'm sure you've worked with her in her chart. So yeah, you might
Right.
have to like reach out and touch base with her. And Gail Trustee's got a Scorpio kid, which look, we all got Scorpio on a chart, but a Scorpio, that's their sun. Embrace it, love it, and
Yeah.
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 So if people would like to touch base with either one of us to find out where this moon is in their chart or other information for tarot and astrology, they know that they can look us up. And,
Yep.
I appreciate you sharing your lunar wisdom with me on this Scorpio moon. And let's make sure that we touch base again soon. All righty.
Yes, that sounds good. So maybe we have a date in a month.
A date in a month. All
The
right.
next full moon.
The
All
next
right.
full moon. All right. I heart you.
All right. Thank you for everyone for joining in.
Thanks.
Bye.